Isaac Thorne,
What's
how you
going
doing?
on, man?
Isaac.
Not much. How are you guys?
We're all right. We're all right. We're doing our 200 show, my friend, and it's been a little crazy.
Congratulations, by the way, on the 200. I've seen some of the Instagram photos. It looks
Ooh.
like it's gotten pretty crazy.
Yeah, but Slimeball just did his third belly porn
Oh god.
installments.
Were there peeps involved in that belly porn?
Yes, peep cereal. He took the peeps out though.
It was yeah, I threw the peep out. Like there was no way that fucking tub was just gonna get clogged. It's already got enough.
Hold on, let me see.
I was thinking about melting down some peeps and mixing it with some whiskey and lemon. See if I can get rid of this cold with that.
Oh, jeez. I don't know. Are we on? I can't tell. I can't tell if we're on Facebook. I'm just getting a black screen
I'm coming back.
on my phone, so I have no fucking clue what's going on. Oh, hold on one sec, Isaac. Sorry, dude. What
No problem.
What has been your favorite moment of the Robinson Show so far, ever?
Oh
Those
God,
were
my
live.
favorite moment ever out of 200 episodes. That's a tough one. I still like when you got the scam call from the IRS.
Oh, yeah, that was great. That was amazing.
That's always been one of my favorites.
Nice. What and thanks for being part of it, dude. It's been a while that we've had you on.
Yeah, I think this is either number 6 or 7 for me.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Do you know like when the first year was that we had you on?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe 2016.
Something
maybe.
Like, yeah, something
that
like
sounds
that.
about right. Yeah.
What is
about 3 years ago?
has this season held up to the other seasons? Do you feel?
Absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely. I think it's been a great season.
Thank you. How's the Gordon place been selling?
You know what? It's doing pretty well. I've been surprised by the pre-orders, and I went a little out of the box from what I did with Roadkills, and I actually bought some advertising in some horror publications and things like that. In addition to the other stuff I usually do, and that seems to be working out pretty well.
Cool. Yeah, it's a great read. I'm like probably over halfway done with it. I just I don't want to give any spoilers, but what was it? Chapter 8, I think. I'm trying to
Awesome.
find it in my notes. It was just crazy. It was like bananas. Yeah, chapter 8, just bananas. Crazy. Did not expect.
Yeah, you're closing in. You're closing in on the halfway mark.
Yeah, really good. And the characters I love Afia and Staff and Patsy. Patsy's pretty fucking
Yeah.
great.
They were fun to write. They're that again out of the box for me because Staff is, for those who don't know, Staff is a young gay man. Afia is a young African American woman, and Patsy is a much older entrepreneurial woman, and I've never written those characters before, so that was an experience for me that it was nice to get into some other heads.
Cool,
You know?
cool. And I was gonna say too, just the subjects it touches on, like racism, abuse, and like even like rape at some points. Have you ever like touched on any of those subjects before in your books, or?
Not directly like this. I've if you read some of the other stories, there are hints of things like that in the characters, but this is probably the most direct I've ever addressed things like that, and
Cool.
because it's an important part of this story. It's not just, I didn't just throw these things in there to give these characters their dimension and background, although that's part of it. These elements of it are actually important to the story overall.
Yeah. Yes. Definitely. I was gonna say too, the Black Bitch, is that a real like urban legend, or is that just something you came up with?
It is based on a real mythical, or real mythical, on an actual mythical creature known as a black dog.
Okay.
And the black dog is typically an omen of death or disaster or something like that. And I'm not a folklorist, but I've read about them in the past. The Sherlock Holmes story, The Hound of the Baskervilles, is based around that mythology. So I sort of took that and ported it to Middle Tennessee and created a black dog legend around the Black Bitch.
Cool. Yeah, it's creepy. It's really creepy. It's like a
Thank
dog
you.
with like a human head almost. Like I don't
Yes.
even know. Like yeah,
Yes.
it's real freaky, And the dad is just such a piece of shit. What Lee? Lee is just a piece of garbage. And what's the son's name?
Graham.
Yeah, he's like,
Yes.
he's not hateable. Like I don't hate him, but he's kind of like douchey. But like, yeah, I still like him.
Graham is difficult to love because he's one of those people that you want to grab him and shake him and tell him to stand up for himself.
But it's perfect too. Perfect for like the IT type profession that he had done previously. Like he's one of those guys. Like you can see
Right.
that. Like yeah, that is one of those guys.
Yes. Absolutely.
100%. So you nailed the characters really
Thank
well. No problem, dude. Did you like you said, writing characters you've never written, did you have any help with that or anything like that?
I had some early on some input from some folks I trusted on characterizing these people, and I also ran it through several beta readers of a diverse group of beta readers because I wanted to make sure I wasn't doing something stereotypical or
Yeah.
silly.
Yeah.
Just out of my own ignorance,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I did run it through a few people I trusted and made some changes as a result of that. So
Cool.
So I'm curious, like the people you ran it through, that you trusted, is it like, hey, I want you to read this and tell me what's wrong with it, or tell me if you like it? Like, how do you go about that?
it is. I want them to be honest with me if they find a problem.
So yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can be honest without being an asshole.
Yeah.
And you can tell me you don't like the story or whatever, but that might not affect the story,
Right.
in the terms of how it eventually flows. But if you tell me, hey, this person that you're creating, I've known people like that. This is not something they would say. This is not something they would do, or this is not how they would behave in this situation, and this makes you look like you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that's feedback I want.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I was gonna say too. I saw one of your reviews for Roadkills is written by a screenwriter from Fight Club. Do you know him personally?
Jim Olds, yeah, I know him through social media.
That's awesome.
I've never met him, but yeah, he's a great guy. He's on I think he's on Facebook now more than he is on Twitter, but I met him on Twitter, and he's in my Follow Fridays
Cool.
that I do every Friday.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, he's a great guy. He's a great guy.
Has he written anything else or just Fight Club?
The only thing I'm sure he's written other things.
yeah.
The only thing I'm familiar with is Fight Club. So
Nice. That's cool. And I told you, and I didn't realize I told you during the Roadkills too. Like the head wounds just fucked me up, and I had to put the book down for that one chapter. I had to like walk outside. Cause I don't know for some reason like anything with like head wounds or anything just really fucks me up. There was one episode of Game of Thrones where I outside for like 45 minutes just freaking out because was it the Mountain? I think the guy's name was just bashed someone's head to a pulp pretty much. It was so disturbing to me. Like anything with the head I can't take.
So what about like
Oh,
Negan
so-
bashing
Glenn,
people?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that night I couldn't all sleep after seeing Negan's bashing Glenn or whatever it was.
Especially because it was like Glenn too. Like, ooh.
I don't even think I knew it was Glenn at the time because the end of the episode just you saw the blood, and every time I closed my eyes that night, I just saw that. Like I couldn't sleep. I could not sleep.
And
Yeah.
that was a brutal episode too.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of it, they show that there's that shot from above, and you just see those two bodies laying there with with nothing up top. It's just a bloody pulp.
Were
So-
you are you still watching, Isaac?
I am.
I didn't
I
know.
am. I still consider myself a fan. I know it gets a lot of
Love
a
it.
lot of people have left it, and it gets a lot of hate now. But I actually still consider myself a fan of The Walking
I
Dead.
thought this last season was the best. It was probably my favorite of all seasons with the Whisperers.
Yeah.
It's been really
Yeah,
good.
I really like the Whispers, and I liked. I wish they had done more with the Highwaymen. I was
I did
expecting.
too. I fell in love with
much
them.
more than that.
I fell in love
Yeah.
with them. They were awesome, and yeah, I wanted to see more of a story with them. And yeah, it sucked that they were gone so fast, but
Yeah.
they were badass. So they're not in the comic, right, Slim?
No, they're not.
I didn't think so.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, they were amazing. They were amazing. So yeah, I can't wait to see what's like next. And I love Beta. Beta is amazing.
Beta's awesome.
Yeah.
I like when he falls down the elevator shaft.
Yes, yes.
That was awesome.
Absolutely. What I need some more Rick and Morty too. It's been like a
Yeah,
How
man.
long's it been? It's been a year or more.
Having Rick Drolls, man.
And we were
Yeah,
supposed
it's
to be
been too
getting episodes like this year, I thought, or
I don't
last
know.
year or something.
I don't know when, but yeah, I figured they would have had something ready to go by now. Like
I turn on Adult Swim every now and then, and there'll be one on, and it'll inevitably whatever that word is.
Yeah, you sound like me.
inevitably-
That's
yeah.
It'll be at a scene that I
inevitably.
don't immediately recall, and I'm like, oh my god, is there a new one? And then I catch up and remember, nope, it's from a couple of years ago.
Do you have to pay extra, Isaac? Because like I don't get Adult Swim anymore up here on Comcast. Like it's like a premium channel now, so like it doesn't come with my regular cable package.
I don't think I pay extra for it. I'm on
That's awesome.
DirecTV though. I'm on satellite.
Cool. Yeah. Comcast is terrible.
I'd have to pay extra for Boomerang if I wanted it.
Oh, see, I wouldn't want that. I don't know.
Yeah. I've never
it's
watched
like
Boomerang.
crappy 60s cartoons.
Yeah, like all the
yeah.
stuff. It's okay, but yeah, I wouldn't go out of my way to get Boomerang. Like, but I would swim. I would Adult Swim definitely. But it's like I think it's the whole Cartoon Network on Comcast. Like you have to pay extra for now. They made it like
wow.
a whole premium channel. So yeah, Boomerang I think always was premium.
Yeah.
But, Isaac, could you read us an excerpt? From
Absolutely.
Gordon,
Just
please.
to fill in a little background, what I've got is from chapter 2, when Afia and staff are just driving into Lost Hollow, and they've been talking, about this job that they're going to in Lost Hollow to get ghost stories for the Halloween feature for Channel 6 News. And they're kind of grumpy. They've been working all day and driving all afternoon, and they're bitching about work. And so where we're gonna come in is right when they've kind of run out of things to bitch about.
All right.
Cool.
Ready whenever you are.
All right. Before Afia could reply, Staff felt his body lurch forward against the seatbelt, his head thrust forward toward the S10's windshield. His feet were still propped on the dashboard, and it now felt like his toes might punch through the glass. He threw his hands in front of himself, bracing against his own knees because his legs were in the way of the glove compartment. Afia, on the other hand, held onto the steering wheel at arm's length, forcing her back into the bucket seat and locking her elbows in place. She was practically standing on the brake pedal. The S10 came to a rest 180 degrees into the oncoming lane, straddling the double yellow line in the center of the Hollow County stretch of SR 501. Behind it lay two new semicircular skid marks along the ancient gray pavement. Had she been a teenage white boy in Lost Hollow on a Saturday night in the late 80s, she would have no doubt been congratulated on the least impressive donut of the evening. Staff, whose shoulders were already feeling stiff following his brace for impact, glared at her with wide eyes, his mouth hanging open. "What the fuck?" he managed. "I'm sorry," Afia said, her voice shaky and too loud. "Oh God, I hope I didn't hit it. I hope I didn't hit it." She fought with her seatbelt, popped up in the driver's side door, and leaped out of the S10. Staff watched her circle the vehicle, first examining the front tires, then the rear. She was frowning. Staff rolled down the window. "Afia, what the fuck?" I'm not sure." She circled the S10 once more and then climbed into the driver's seat. "Something ran out in front of us. Looked like a dog. Black. I was afraid I was going to hit it. I guess I didn't. We probably would have felt it if you had." Yeah, probably. It darted out from the road back there just as we passed the city limits sign. It was just this little black coat of fur on four stumpy legs. I guess it was a dog. Not sure. Something was weird about its head, though. Didn't look like any other dog I've ever seen. Maybe it was a badger or a groundhog or something. Maybe. Are there black groundhogs that run on dogs' legs? Staff shrugged. Well, at least we didn't hit whatever it was. We need to get the truck back into the right lane, though, don't you think? I'd hate for Channel 6 to have to shell out the big bucks for a new truck and new equipment because we were T-boned by a semi or something. Yeah. She shifted the S10 into reverse and straightened it into the correct lane. To their right lay a stretch of country lane that a faded green street sign identified as Hollow Creek Road. A few notches below that sign was another, more faded yellow sign that merely read, Dead End. Staff jerked a thumb at them. Does every place in this county have the word hollow in the name? Probably. It has a creepy, quaint ring to it that the locals like. Makes them feel colonial or some shit. Though I can't imagine the town dates back much further than the early 19th century. We can ask when we get to the town square. The administrator is supposed to meet us at the B&B and give us some ideas about the best places to visit. Her name is Patsy. Sounded like a real Southern belle on the phone. Stretched out her O sounds and skipped the L in some words. Creepy-looking little dead-end road, that's for sure. Afia glanced at the sign. Yeah, let's get out of here. If I remember, that's where that Gordon dude lived when I was a kid. Our house was through the woods behind his place. Our driveway connected to another road a mile or so down. That close? Yeah, I think I've had all the memories of those days that I can stand for one day. You don't want to see your old place since we're driving by? Afia looked at him, resentment behind her tired eyes. No. She shifted the S10 into drive and hit the gas, allowing Lost Hollow city limits and the dead-end Hollow Creek Road to diminish in her rearview mirror. From his side of the truck, Staff watched it as well. For a second, just as they rounded a curve to the right, he thought he might have seen the creature they'd nearly struck, dog or not, poke its head out of the weeds and scrub along the side of SR 501 that lay opposite the Hollow Creek Road dead end. Then it was gone. It had either withdrawn into the scrub or was obscured by distance and the black capital letters at the bottom of the mirror that read, "Objects in the mirror are closer than they appear." I hope not, he thought, as the pickup rounded another curve and obscured the scene entirely from his view. It's just as well with me if objects keep their distance while we're 50 miles away from home. A few minutes later, Afia relaxed her grip on the steering wheel a little, stretching her fingers against the warming rays of the autumn sun as it began to set behind a cluster of buildings that loomed large in the windshield as they approached. Finally, she said, we're here. The end.
Thank you, Isaac. And I hadn't forgotten, but like the once you were reading that again, I'm like, yeah, that's right. She has all the history there. Like it's an amazing part of the book.
Thank you.
Really good, really good. You're welcome. I want to say too, as a writer, have you ever had any professional training, or is it just something you honed on your own?
I actually went to school for journalism. So
cool.
So yeah, I've been a writer most of my life, and my day job I'm a technical writer. So yeah.
Interestingly, like journalism and writing a novel are very different things. Does a lot of it translate over, though?
If you are a feature writer, there's a little more creativity involved, but overall they are very different things. So, because journalism is about straight journalism, when I was in school anyway, was about the inverted pyramid, and you get the facts out there. But fiction is definitely a different beast.
Cool. And I want to ask too, I know you've written one, is writing a screenplay different? Like, do you have to write like direction for people in if you're writing a screenplay, or is that something you just kind of write the story and we'll figure that out later? Like, I was wondering.
Yeah, writing the one screenplay I've written was a very different experience, and I'm not sure I would tackle writing one from scratch. What I did with that one was I took Diggum, the story I had already written, and I kind of converted it. Okay. I pulled dialogue from it and then added in descriptions and actions and things like that. between the dialogue, or the monologue in Digham's case. But yeah, I'm not. If I were to tackle one from scratch, I think it would be a much different project, and probably take me a lot longer to
Enter
do.
Tub Left. Like, do you have to write that for Slambo? Like when he's
Cue porno music. Pan camera down 3 inches.
Oh man.
chocolate sauce down the back.
Zoom in on face. He's not liking this.
Yeah,
I think we're bringing back some bad memories.
He was abused very recently.
yeah, that
He's
was
the
abused
Appia.
tonight.
He's the Appia of the Rob and Slim show.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Do you know, Isaac? Do you know like what your next project will be, or is that something you haven't even started yet?
I do know what it's going to be. I haven't actually sat down and started typing it out yet.
Cool.
But I do have an idea, and right now it's going to be a story also set in Lost Hollow, but much farther in the past.
Oh wow! I was thinking I didn't know if you were gonna say future or past. Like that's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's probably going to be somewhere around like 1955.
Is this gonna be like a series or just a completely separate story? Or do you don't have to tell us if you don't want to.
Or maybe
anything.
maybe even in the same
Prequel or
universe.
Same universe? Yeah.
It is the same universe, different story
people.
completely as right now.
I
the
love
way I'm
that.
envisioning it.
What do we call it? The Thornverse?
You can call it the Thornverse if you
I like that. Thornverse.
Not the Tubverse, Slambo.
That's not a universe. That's just
Yeah, no.
I was curious, Isaac. Have you thought of?
just a
So
bad
you've done
place.
screenwriting. You've done novels, short stories. Obviously, you delved into like journalism at one point. Have you thought of taking your writing to different medias, like comic books?
You know what? When I was a kid, I used to draw comic strips, but they were like the little, daily comic strips in the newspaper. I've never thought about trying to tackle a comic book other than I would love for someone who does that to take one of my stories, one of my shorts or something, and adapt it.
Yes.
To like graphic novel format. I would love to see Diggum in graphic novel format. I think that would be really cool.
I want to see Too Many Rapes animated. I was thinking, like you said that, like sending the scripts out. Like if I sent the scripts out to see if anyone was like, you need to change that. You need to take that gerbil out. Like that's offensive.
I don't know if you've been keeping up, Isaac, or how long you've heard Too Many Rapes, but being there for every episode, Rob's writing has improved so much. It's amazing. Like the character development, the stories, like everything is just from what he started to where he is now. It's phenomenal.
It's kind of like you're reading.
It's impressive. It's really impressive to listen to the episodes now versus the beginning. It has come a long way.
I always wonder too. Like I write. I don't even know. I don't know how many. I always like wonder like what is a regular like. I know they're only like 10 minutes long, but compared to like a regular television series, like how many have I written type of thing. Like I was thinking that like a night or two ago, like because I write one for every show like that we're on. So
a lot of people are doing 20-minute, 25-minute shows nowadays. So you figure every 2 episodes, every 3 episodes is a full show.
that, and I figured too, like it could definitely be on Swim, like because they air 15-minute shows.
Even
like,
with where Netflix is going, like a Netflix original would fit what you do.
yeah.
I think because they got stuff.
And I'm
like
always
that.
like so paranoid of repeating something. So like I don't know. I've been lucky enough to I guess not repeat anything. But yeah, no. Like every week I'm like shit. I gotta go somewhere completely different. Like it's crazy.
Well, you keep changing the setting though, so that kind of lends itself to different, because where you are is going to affect what happens.
Yeah, I kind of want to do the Atlantis 3000 episode too. Like the one earlier tonight, because that was it. They were going to Atlantis 3000, but the Driz, our fan of Boner, he screwed things up. I don't know if you saw Isaac, but it'll be on the new show.
Nice.
Isaac, thank you. It's always great talking to you. You're amazing. You're a masterful writer, my friend.
Thank you very much, and
a great
I
guest.
appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. We'll do it again soon, man. Where can everybody find you?
You can find me on my site at isaacthorne.com, and that's Thorne with an E. Also on Twitter and Facebook at Isaac R. Thorne, also with an E. And on Instagram, same thing, Isaac R. Thorne.
Awesome, man. Here's to another 200, my friend.
Absolutely. Congratulations again, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Have a good one, Isaac.
Have a good one, man.
Take care.